Hello, my beautiful girls. Welcome in. I am so happy to have you with me today. We are going to be talking all about discipline. It is so important. Summer is coming. I want you to have it. I get a lot of questions. Alexis, how is discipline related with feminine energy? If you are supposed to be in that state of flow, how is having a structure going to benefit your feminine energy? Here's what it's going to do. And I'm going to share 3 key parts to grow your discipline and to have it for yourself. As a woman in your feminine energy, you do need masculine energy. You can think of it almost like an egg. So your feminine energy, it is the yolk inside. You need that hard shell of masculine energy around to protect that yolk, to be able to allow it to flourish. Discipline is a huge part of your masculine energy. If you do not have discipline, you don't have masculine energy, your feminine energy does not have a safe place to flow. I absolutely love when you girls call me your feminine energy fairy godmother, so this is going to directly help you with your feminine energy. How to have discipline. Everyone who's watching live, welcome. I am so happy you're here. I'm going to take all of your questions at the end. So the very first part, and the number 1 key to having discipline is self-love. If you do not have self-love, you will never have discipline. And I have a story to share with you on when I realized this for my own life. So when I was a teenager, I used to do modeling. I really believed that modeling was going to be my career. Now it's different. I own my own business, but I still do modeling on the side. Here's what happened when I was a teenager. I used to have a very low level of self-worth and self-love. And this came from a lot of childhood trauma. It also came from being in the modeling industry. And what I would do is I would restrict myself with food. I was so hard on myself. I was so strict with what I ate because I felt that I had to for a part of my job. This is what happened. I destroyed my body, I destroyed my mental health, and I destroyed my level of self-love with the way that I was eating. As I started to do inner work and I healed my life, I healed my level of self-love, guess what happened? I was able to have discipline like this. When I was a teenager and really struggling with restricting and eating, it seemed so hard for me to have discipline. To be able to eat healthy, nutritious foods, it seemed nearly impossible. And the reason is I did not have self-love. I viewed food and restriction as punishment. I viewed my body as something that was not worth nourishing. When I did inner work, my perspective changed. I viewed my body as a garden, as something that was so sacred and beautiful that I had the privilege and the honor to pour into and nourish. So my perspective on food changed. I began to view fruits and vegetables and vitamins as such a luxurious gift that I got to pour into my body. And it became so easy to have discipline. A lot of my friends and family asked, Alexis, how did your body change so much? Your skin, your relationship with food? It's because I started loving my body and the food came with that. The way that I ate came with that. Every choice that I made, every piece of food that I put into my body, I would literally sit and think, this is going to nourish my body. I'm so excited to be able to eat this fruit or eat this vegetable. Of course, there's always moderation. I do eat some desserts and I eat some fast food, but most of the time I eat a very healthy, nutritious, plant-based diet because I enjoy nourishing my body. My self-worth and my self-love grew so much that I love pouring nutritious foods into my body. This is a small example to show you how self-love affects your discipline. Discipline became easy when I learned to have self-love. Another example, women who are in toxic or bad relationships. So with this, it's a bit of a struggle. When they are constantly attached to being with a man or being with a person, even if that person is bad for them, deep down, there's a low level of self-worth. When you raise your level of self-worth, and we're going to talk about this here in a little bit, and you learn to love who you are, the discipline to detach from that toxic man becomes so easy. This is why you see women appear to have a glow up or a villain era, as they would call it, when they let go of a toxic relationship and they finally love who they are as a woman. They realize, I am so worthy of love. I am so happy to be single than disrespected and in a bad relationship. This is where discipline comes in. It becomes easy when your self-worth and your self-love raises. So if you are sitting and thinking it's so hard to be disciplined, it's so hard to get up and go to the gym, it's not. The hard part is saying, I am worthy of doing the inner work to heal my level of self-love. Once you make that decision, it is easy to have discipline. The more you love yourself, the easier it becomes. Something that you can do to help if you are struggling with this is to imagine that you have a daughter. Imagine that you have a 10-year-old daughter. Every decision that you are making for yourself, whether it's getting out of bed and going to the gym, whether it is feeding your body healthy, nutritious foods, whether it is deciding to stay only in healthy relationships or be single rather than face a temptation and give in and go back to someone who's treating you bad, would you put your 10-year-old daughter in that situation? I would say, would you put your 10-year-old self in that situation? But a lot of the times it's easier for us to have empathy and compassion for someone else, which is why I want you to picture your daughter. If you are struggling with discipline, imagine what you would choose for your daughter, and that is what you do. That is how you build your level of self-love. There's always more at the root. So it's not that you're struggling with being able to go to the gym or struggling to sit down and work on your business, struggling to treat others right, to treat your body right. There is a root of a self-love issue that you want to work on, and it is okay. No matter where you are in your journey, it is never too late to decide, I am going to start. I am going to heal myself. I'm going to raise my self-worth. I did not always have a high level of self-worth. A lot of you girls will message me, Alexis, I just wish that I could get to where you are in your journey with feminine energy and inner work. I did not begin here. I had a very, very rough childhood, and I had a lot of wounded feminine energy that I had to heal. But I am here to tell you it is possible. I am so excited and so grateful to be on your journey with you. It is never too late to start, no matter where you're at. So that's point number 1. Self-love is the key to discipline. Okay. Point number 2. This is one of my favorites to talk about. So point number 2, change the idea of yourself. We get stuck in this pattern. Our thoughts create our words affect our actions affect our habits, and our habits create our lifestyle. You have to start at the thoughts. That is the very, very beginning. What I want you to do is work on reprogramming your mind, and I'm going to give you some tips on how to do this. So step number 1, you want to sit and ask, how would my dream self be thinking? That best version of you, what would her thoughts be? Maybe you want to pause, maybe you want to write them out. How would she view herself? How would she view others? What would be the affirmations that she is playing? Maybe she's telling herself something such as, I'm so worthy of feeding my body healthy foods. I'm so worthy of getting up early, going to the gym. I'm so worthy of taking care of my skin, taking care of my mind, reading books, filling and nourishing my soul. I'm so worthy of that. You have to change your thoughts. You have to start here at the root. A lot of my family and my friends, when I'm showing them my program and I'm going over parts of my Become Your Dream Woman and Master Your Feminine Energy course, a lot of people ask me, Alexis, I thought that this course was to help women master their feminine energy, because it's 90% inner work. It's 90% working with you at a soul level to reprogram and shift your mind. And I will say, this is getting girls into their feminine energy. It's going deeper. You have to change your thoughts. You have to change the way that you view yourself. And that is how you will attract and create that life. It is all inner work. Inner work is the key to literally everything, especially shifting into your feminine energy. So step number 1, how would your dream self think? Step number 2, you want to start living the way that your dream self would. What I mean by this is, how I said your thoughts affect your words. So when you think about your words, your dream self, how would she speak? This is something I work on over and over with my clients. It's the way that they speak. If you say something such as, oh, I hate the way that my body looks today, or oh, my skin is breaking out, or I can't believe I messed up, I can't believe that I did this, stop it. Your dream self would never say that. From now on, you only speak positive about yourself. I'll give you another example too. Something that a lot of the girls that I coach and work with, they will say, Alexis, I know that this is bad, or Alexis, I know it sounds weird that I think this way. And I will catch them and say, do not tell me that ever again. It is not weird to think this way. It is not bad to feel this way. Every time you speak like that, you are shaming yourself and you are saying the way that I am is not good enough. From now on, you remove that. Only speak the way that your dream self would. Afterwards comes your actions. How does your dream self show up? Something so simple that you can do that is going to strengthen your confidence massively is to make one promise to yourself every single day, and you keep it. This is how you build self-trust. This is how you build confidence. I also recommend you check out my video. I think it's called Confident Women Know This Secret on YouTube, because I talk all about this, self-trust and self-integrity. When you make one promise to yourself daily and you keep it, you are not only raising your confidence, but you're learning discipline. Your body is becoming programmed to be a disciplined woman. And then what happens is you form a habit, you form a belief that you are so disciplined, your body has to follow that belief. It now knows we are a woman who trusts herself so much, who has high confidence, who's always making the best decisions. And every day it begins to feel easier and more natural for you to live that way. After actions comes your habit. So what you want to do, and this is something that my girls that I coach, we do this all the time. When you are shifting into this new identity and you are upgrading who you are as a woman, this is what you're going to have to do. You are going to have to be aware and catch the old identity when it comes back up. What do I mean by this? I mean that when you are deciding, I'm not going to be a people pleaser anymore, and you're living your life and you notice maybe you're smiling extra or you are starting to people please and be the nice girl again, catch that thought, catch that word, catch your action when it pops up. The people pleasing nice girl, catch it. And you say, I feel that this is my old identity. I am no longer available for this. And then you shift. How would the dream version of you show up? So something that I used to do all the time is I would always over-explain when I would set a boundary or when I would speak my mind. When I decided I am going to become my dream woman does not explain who she is after she sets the boundary. I would have to catch myself whenever I would slip back into the old identity. It is natural, it is normal. It is not an overnight process to just say, I am a new woman. For some things it is, with this it's very hard. We have been programmed for 20, 30, 40, however old you are, 40 plus years to live a certain way. Of course, the old identity is going to creep back up. You have to catch it, be aware, and say, nope, not available for this anymore. Every time you do that, you are ingraining in yourself, I am becoming closer and closer to my dream woman. What else did I write here? So then your habit. So when you are consciously catching the old identity and shifting into the new version of yourself, this is going to become who you are. It's going to become your lifestyle. And as I mentioned earlier, it feels more comfortable. It feels more natural for you to align with your dream self. So how do you do inner work? Everyone is always asking, Alexis, what is inner work? How do you do it? This. It is exactly what I just mentioned to you. I call inner work personal development for the soul. It is going within. It is raising your emotional intelligence. It is raising your level of consciousness and being aware of how you show up and being aware of the difference in where and how you are going to be your dream woman. It is noticing that difference and closing the gap. It is just being so aware, being so in tune with your body, your mind, and your soul. That is inner work. I have a YouTube video that I recently posted called Inner Work Guide. It is very similar to the style of my course and my Become Your Dream Woman program. So I recommend that you watch that free video too. One of my favorite quotes, this quote, you know when you see those quotes and they just change your life, it just hits you. This quote did that for me. And it's by an author from Atomic Habits, James Clear. I'm also going to give you 2 book recommendations at the end of this video that I want you to read. It goes so perfectly with everything that we're talking about today. So what James Clear says in Atomic Habits, every action you take is a vote for the type of person you wish to become. No single instance will transform your beliefs, but as the votes build up, so does the evidence of your new identity. I get chills reading this quote because it's so powerful. Every decision that you make is a vote. Are you going to be your dream woman, or are you going to stay exactly where you are? It is all in your hands. Here's a bonus tip too for this point, change the idea of yourself. Then we'll move to tip number 3. So what you want to do is make a vision board. Vision boards, oh my gosh, this is such a huge part of my program and my course because it's so important. This is my vision board. I'm not going to share everything because some of it is a little bit personal. I made this vision board 2 years ago. Maybe half the things on it are now in my life. It is crazy. I truly believe if you do not have a vision board, you are driving without a map. You are just freely driving without any guidance. And what you want to do is connect with your body, connect with your desires, what lights you up. When I was on Pinterest finding things that lit me up, I have a picture of swimming with the pigs. My dream is to go to the Bahamas and swim with the pigs. Just the idea of it, I know it sounds a little cheesy, but I've always wanted to do that. I have a picture of a woman who is sleeping on a bed, and next to her there's a computer with money flying all around. My goal was to make money in my sleep. 2 years ago, I kind of laughed as I put this on my vision board. I thought, no way. Now I am making money in my sleep. I wake up to it. Did not have to put any work into that. There's another part on here too of YouTube. Oh my gosh, I can't believe that I almost forgot this one. So I have a picture of the YouTube banner. 2 years ago when I was making this vision board, I had 5,000 subscribers on YouTube. YouTube was not something that I actually committed to. I made like hair care videos, skincare videos. The videos are so embarrassing if you go back and watch, but I left them up there so that you guys can see how much I've changed. I made videos for fun, but I had this deep desire to be on YouTube more. I felt I have a message that I want to share with other women. I just don't know what it is yet. Also, at that same time, I was studying feminine energy. I was doing my own inner work, and all of a sudden, the idea came. I believe that God put me on YouTube to help you, to change your life, to be in your feminine energy, to feel good, to heal, to grow, to be the best woman possible. And then in 7 months, I went from 5,000 subscribers to now we have 112,000 subscribers. It's so crazy to say. This community has just grown so fast. The point of this is make a vision board, get so crystal clear what are your desires, and then you will begin to see the path to take to align with them. You have to have a vision board. It's going to help you see and feel who is that dream woman that I want to become. Okay. Tip number 3. You have to practice delayed gratification to have discipline. In this world that we live in today, there's so much consumerism. There's so much quick access that we have to everything. What this is doing is draining our dopamine levels. Every time we are able to go on Google and find anything that we want, which is such a blessing, nothing against it, but the access that we have to information and anything we desire at our fingertips, it is crushing our dopamine levels. When we get everything that we want so quick and we don't really have to put in any work towards it, the reward is so much less fulfilling. And as a result, our dopamine in our brain is always fried. So we wonder, why are we so unhappy? Why are we so lazy? Why are we so tired? There is no more dopamine left in our brains. It's constantly fried. So maybe you're wondering, why am I struggling with discipline? You're not struggling with discipline. Your dopamine levels are fried. What you have to learn to do is delay gratification. It's going back to our more traditional ways. We are taught that discipline takes too long, and that if we stop working, if we stop having everything at our fingertips, we are going to get irritated and frustrated. The thing is, discipline is like a muscle. If we stop working it, it'll disappear. We have to keep working the discipline to build it. How you do that is through delayed gratification. And I have 2 tips that are going to help you. Number 1, aim to feel better later and permanently rather than now and temporarily. Here's an example of this. If I am going through and driving and I see a Chick-fil-A, one of my favorite places, it's one of the only fast food places I'll go to, and I'm craving those waffle fries. They're so crispy, they're so salty. If I choose to go and get the waffle fries, nothing wrong with it, but what I am doing is saying I desire to feel good temporarily and right now, rather than later and permanently. If I were to go home and cook a delicious meal, something such as salmon and sweet potatoes and asparagus, something that really makes me feel good and is so whole and nutritious for my body, I am saying I desire to feel good later and permanently. That has a way bigger and better impact on my body, is choosing the delayed gratification route. So choose what would feel good for my body later rather than right now. Maybe another perspective of this is, yeah, it really sucks feeling lonely and feeling single. I know a lot of people feel that way. I think that being single is such a gift. I think that there's so many opportunities that can come when you are single. The opportunity to discover yourself, that's a whole other video. Let me not get off track. If you can say, I am going to put that desire to really, really have someone and to not be lonely, I'm going to put that on hold, have delayed gratification to have that healthy beautiful, complete relationship later, once I know myself and once I am matched with that person who is right for me. If you choose that route rather than I'm just going to get with anyone now because I'm lonely and bored, you are choosing the delayed gratification. You are being disciplined and you are honoring and loving your body. Okay, step number 2 to helping you with delayed gratification. You practice delayed gratification daily. Something that you can do. Let's say that you are struggling with being disciplined on social media and you just constantly want to scroll on TikTok. Girl, I get it. I've been there. I have TikTok myself. What you can do to help is decide I'm going to read a book for 10 minutes and then I'm going to allow myself to scroll on TikTok. Maybe another example is you feel it's so hard to get out of bed in the morning. Maybe what you do is you decide, you know what, before I even open up my phone, before I have my cup of tea or coffee, I'm going to get out of bed, I'm going to make my bed, I'm going to stretch, I'm going to pray, meditate, write in my gratitude journal. Then I will allow myself to have that coffee. Then I will allow myself to open up my phone. Choose to practice delayed gratification daily. Speaking of this, there's something that I wanted to share with you guys. So sorry, I totally forgot to grab it. Let me get it right now. I can't believe I almost forgot this. Okay, so speaking of gratitude journals, this is a little bit off topic, but I believe everyone needs a gratitude journal. When I started my deep inner work journey, this was a few years back, my mom gave me a gratitude journal. And at first I thought, oh, this is so cheesy, I'm not gonna use it. It changed my life. You girls know how I'm always talking about to attract anything that you want, you have to shift to that higher vibration. You have to be in your full feminine energy, be at that high vibrational frequency. The easiest way to do that is practicing gratitude. That is why I mentioned get a gratitude journal. I have the sweetest, the best subscribers, followers in the world. I love you girls so much. And one of you, Ramisha, sent me a beautiful gratitude journal that she designed. I want to share it with you. This is what it looks like. It's called Best Self-Gratitude Journal. And there's different prompts. What is the theme for today? Today, I'm grateful for this. What is something I can do today to be my best self? If you have a journal like this, Ramisha, this is absolutely beautiful. I'm so proud of you for designing this. You are starting off your day in that high vibration. This is you having discipline, being in line with your dream self. I recommend getting a gratitude journal. I'm going to put Ramisha's in the description on YouTube so that you can go and find hers. Thank you again for sending it to me. I love you girls so much. You send me bracelets and write poems for me and send me gratitude journals and all of the messages about how this content is changing your life, how you're listening to it at the gym and you're taking notes, sharing it with your family and friends. It means so, so much to me. I am so grateful for you. I cannot imagine where my life would be without you girls. Thank you. Thank you for all of the love that you give to me. Okay, and now that I kind of went off on a tangent there, let's get back to the video and then I'll take some of your questions. So when you delay gratification, this is so fascinating to me. There is a study that found delaying gratification can help you with addictions, can help you with substance abuse. It can also help control and improve negative moods. Delaying gratification also boosts your self-esteem and your self-worth. And I believe that what this study found, the reason all of these benefits are seen is because every time you practice delayed gratification, you are going back to point number 1, that self-love, and saying, I am so worthy of honoring and loving my body. I am so worthy of making the best choice for her. So choose to delay gratification. It's going to massively help with your discipline. Every choice that you make. So I'm going to wrap this up and then we are going to do those book recommendations and then take some questions. Every choice that you make from this point on, you are meant to see this video. There's a reason that you are here. Every choice that you make from now on. Would this choice honor and love my body? Would the best version of me be making this decision? And am I choosing to feel good right now or feel good later? That is what you want to think with every decision you make, and discipline will be effortless for you. Okay, the books that I am going to recommend for you, girls. So the first one comes from that quote that I already told you about. It's called Atomic Habits by James Clear. Amazing, amazing, amazing book. Another one of my favorite quotes from the book is, you do not rise to the level of your, what is it? You don't rise to the level of your habits, I believe. You fall to the level of your systems. This book teaches you how to create systems to set up your life for success, how to build your habits. Just reading this book feels so motivating. I was open to so many tools and got so many tips to help improve my life. So this is number one. Number two, one of my favorite books in the world. It is by Jen Sincero. It is called You Are a Badass. Love this book. This book is the number one book I've ever read on how to have self-love. Love this book. It's really a tough love book. It honestly makes you look at yourself, see where you're falling short, see what you can be doing better, and it shakes you up to say, wake up, have that self-love, and it gives you the tools to do that. In addition, I highly recommend you join my program. I would love to have you. It's Become Your Dream Woman and Master Your Feminine Energy. It is everything I've ever learned in my inner work and feminine energy journey. I have put my heart and soul into this course. There's so many of you girls who are in it already. I'm so happy. I love everything that you share with me about how the course is changing you. I'm so sorry too that the only group that I have right now is on Facebook. I'm trying to figure out if there's another group that we can have. I know a lot of you don't have Facebook, but I wanted a private, safe community space for all of you girls who are in the program to be able to meet each other, to be able to ask me questions and share what you need help with or what you're learning from the course. So make sure you're a part of the Facebook group if you are in the program. I do get a lot of questions. Alexis, can I join your Facebook group? This is only if you are in the program. And the reason for this is because when you join the Master Your Feminine Energy program, there is a shift in you. There is an exchange when you are signing up and deciding, I'm going to do this course. You are ready for that next level. The Facebook group is a part that comes with that next level, and I want to keep it more private and sacred for the girls who are in my program. Okay, now let me take some of your girls' questions. I would love to answer questions first about discipline, and then I will take any other questions that you have. I think you girls heard me say this last week too. I had such a huge limiting belief that you girls wouldn't want to watch the videos if they were longer. I always try to keep my YouTube videos under 30 minutes, and for some reason I thought, I have this desire to make longer videos. I have this desire to sit and hang out with the girls longer, but I kept shortening the videos and it felt rushed. So last week I decided I'm not putting this limiting belief on my girls. I'm gonna make the videos as long as I want. I'm sure the girls would love to see more content and not feel rushed too. So thank you girls for your support. Okay, how do you stay disciplined when life gets busy? I try not to get overwhelmed but have trouble. Yes, great question, girl. How you stay disciplined when life is busy is you make one promise to yourself daily and you keep it. And this is a small promise. The reason for this is it's going to help get you in the habit of being disciplined, of keeping promises to yourself. Maybe that promise to yourself is I am going to stretch for 5 minutes in the morning, or I'm going to make my bed when I get out of it. I am going to observe rather than react when I'm triggered. Keep these promises to yourself and you are staying disciplined. I also recommend reading that book Atomic Habits because it's going to help you take a look and analyze how you're using your time. I was using my time in a way that could have been adjusted better, and when I did this, I had more time to consider meal prepping, cooking healthy, nutritious meals. I had more time to sit and meditate and pray and be with my body so that during the week I wasn't anxious. If you learn to manage your time better and look at where you can kind of gather it in and stop spending it so freely, you're going to be able to take time to set up your life to be easier throughout the week to continue being disciplined. Great question. I love your content. I love the long videos. Yay! Okay, see, I'm so happy that I'm making the long videos. It's so funny because I get comments, Alexis, talk slower. Alexis, talk faster. Make shorter videos, longer videos. I do what feels good, and this feels good. I am so happy that your girls love the longer videos. Oh, I feel so refreshed watching your videos. Thank you. I love that. I've watched loads of videos about discipline, but I still feel trapped in old habits. Aisha, yes, girl, this is so real. Aisha, what I want you to do is go and make your vision board, girl. But after you make this, I want you to sit and I want you to meditate. Maybe you put on some music. I want you to meditate for 10 minutes. Allow the parts of your old identity to come up. Allow your body to reveal to you, why do you want to stay stuck in the old identity? So you clearly understand what it takes to be disciplined. Excuse me. What are the parts that are keeping you held back? So for me, with people pleasing, for example, I used to be such a people pleaser, such the nice girl. And when I would sit and when I would meditate and get in my body, why do I fear not being a people pleaser? I know what it takes. I know how to set boundaries. I know how to speak my mind. Why am I having the disconnect there? Same thing for you. Why are you having the disconnect with being disciplined? For me, I realized I am kind of scared to let go of this identity. I'm kind of scared of not being seen as nice anymore. I love when people think, oh, I'm such an angel. I had to let that identity go. Now I do not care how people see me. And what you might be struggling with is getting to the other side. So release the old identity, see what it is that your body is still craving to hold on to, and then discipline will be so much easier because you don't have that old identity that's holding you down. Great question. Oh, I really think the reason why my feminine is so wounded is because my parents never made me feel safe. Spot on. As I always say, safety is the number one need for feminine energy. You have to feel safe, otherwise your feminine energy will not feel that it's ready to come out. It'll stay very quiet, it'll stay very low. What you want to do is inner child healing work. I have a lot of this in my course, but there's also a lot of free content online. When you go back and you heal parts of your inner child, it begins to show up in the way that you are now. So for me, I grew up in a very toxic environment with a certain family member. Very narcissistic, very abusive, every single day. So I never felt safe. That is why I had such wounded feminine energy. That's why a lot of my dark feminine energy was repressed, because I had to be nice. I had to keep myself safe from this family member. What I had to do was inner child healing work. I worked with a therapist. I read a lot of books. I did a lot of journaling. What parts of me were made to feel unsafe when I was a kid? That's what I would journal a lot about. So what I recommend for you, girl, you know what? So in my course, I have this meditation. It's called Inner Child Healing Meditation. And I take you back to traumatic childhood events and I sit with you and I teach you a method of how to heal that moment and then how to heal where it's causing you to show up wounded now. I'm going to try to find a way to put that meditation as a separate item that you can grab for yourself outside of my course if you don't want to join the whole thing yet. But what I recommend for you is to journal for right now. Where did I feel unsafe as a child? And then once you see that clearly and you are able to look and realize I'm not in this unsafe position anymore, you are going to begin feeling safe. So for me, it was so scary for me anytime I heard loud footsteps. Anytime something would break, because this family member would always scream or yell or just erupt and explode. So I had to always be super quiet and safe. And when I was journaling, I realized any loud noise triggers me. And then I realized, you know what? When I see a loud noise now, what I'm going to do is reaffirm, Alexis, you are safe. Relax. And my nervous system began to be healed because I constantly taught myself, you are no longer that 10-year-old girl who has to be scared. You are safe now. It is okay. I love that question. Oh, yeah. My dad was so violent I lost your comment. My dad was so violent physically. I don't know how to forgive him. Yeah, beauty lover, I feel you. I feel you, girl. The thing is, it is hurting you more than it is hurting him to not forgive him. What I recommend for you, girl, and I put this in my course, but I feel like sharing it with you too. Every single night before you go to bed, here's what I want you to do. I want you to sit, place your hand over your heart, take 4 deep breaths in. I want you to hold it. While you are holding those 4 inhales, you are going to think about all the unforgiveness in your body. Think about where it's sitting in your body. Think about where it's coming from. Maybe feel it in your head, your neck, your stomach. Literally picture the unforgiveness. And then I want you to exhale for 4 breaths. Exhale, imagine that you are pushing all of that unforgiveness out of your body. All that unforgiveness that you were holding against your dad, exhale, push it out. After you have done the exhale for 4 seconds, hold. Do not breathe in yet. Imagine that there is a wall that is now being put up after you've just breathed out all the unforgiveness. That wall is keeping it out of your body. It cannot come back in. Now you're going to repeat it again. Hand over your heart, 4 breaths in, find all the unforgiveness, capture it, breathe it out in 4 seconds, and then hold it. Let it out so it does not come back in. Repeat this 4 times every single night before you go to bed. One of the best things that you can ever do in your life is choose one person to forgive every single day. So every night before I go to bed, I pray. I have a very strong relationship with God. I love Jesus. I have that time where I pray and I am with God forgiving one person. Maybe it's someone who's cut me off in traffic. Maybe it's someone who hurt me when I was a kid. I'm choosing to forgive one person daily because at the end of the day, my body and my soul is so worthy of feeling full and happy and complete. I don't have any room for unforgiveness. I do not deserve any resentment in my body. I don't. So I choose to forgive one person daily. This is your new mindset to have. Okay. Oh, my girls. Oh, I just wish I could hug all of you. Abby, how can I heal from a narcissistic father? Yes, Abby, this is a great question, girl. And I'm not a therapist. I am a life coach. What I recommend is that you work with a therapist to heal any wounds that your narcissistic father gave you. Educate yourself about the effects of narcissistic abuse. So I can totally relate to you. I faced a lot of narcissistic abuse. Learning about it, learning about why someone becomes a narcissist, learning about the impacts that it has on me, meaning that I became codependent, I became a people pleaser, I had low self-worth. Learning about the effects helped me to separate, am I going to choose to keep this identity, or am I going to say, this is an effect from the abuse, I no longer identify with it. I don't desire to have this anymore. Educate yourself on what narcissistic abuse does to your body. There's so much free content on TikTok. And also, I would recommend working with a therapist who is skilled in narcissistic abuse. OMG, we're off topic. I know we're so off topic, but I'm going with the flow. Okay, what does your morning routine look like? Yeah, so my morning routine, I have a video on YouTube called Spend the Day With Me vlog, and I show you a little bit of my weekend morning routine there. But during the week, Monday through Friday, my morning routine, I wake up anywhere between 6 and 7 a.m. I will immediately get out of bed, make my bed, brush my teeth, put on clothes, and go to the gym. I'm in the gym by like 6:45, 7 a.m. latest. I do a workout and I do some yoga for about an hour and a half. I will come home, shower, I will listen to a daily devotion. I am listening to this plan right now where I'm reading the whole Bible in 1 year. So it breaks down the Bible in chronological order, and I listen to about 10 to 20 minutes every day. So I listen to that while I'm showering, getting ready, and then I do my makeup, I get dressed, make some tea, and for maybe the first 3 hours of the day, like 9:30 a.m. to noon, I will coach my feminine energy and inner work clients one-on-one. I have the most amazing clients in the world. I just sit and I think, God, thank you for this life that I have. I cannot believe I'm working with women all around the world. I'm learning so much from them, and I'm helping women become the best version of themselves. I'm helping them connect to their body and their soul and elevate every parts of their life. So I sit with these girls on Zoom and we do our coaching sessions. My girls, I'm so sorry. I'm completely booked for coaching at the moment, but I do have a wait list on my website if you'd like to work with me. Then after I do some coaching calls, it's about noon, so yeah, I guess that's my morning routine. Okay. Let's see. Oh, I love your questions. Oh. This is about discipline, not trauma, babe. Go on YouTube for her advice on that. Yeah, you know what? This is a safe place to ask anything though. And I did say in the beginning I wanted to take some questions about discipline, but now you girls are welcome to ask me anything. And I think it's also important that we're talking about the impacts of abuse too, because if you're struggling, why is it so hard for me to be disciplined? Maybe it's because you have low self-worth from growing up in an abusive household. So yes, it's absolutely okay to ask about any experience that you had here because it does go in line with discipline. I swear, everything is so connected. It's so crazy. Okay. What is the devotional you listen to called? Yes, it's called The Bible Recap by Tara Lee Cobble. It's so cool. It's the Bible in chronological order, and then I listen to the podcast that is attached with it. It explains exactly what you just read. Honestly, the Bible is very, very complicated and hard for me to understand sometimes, so I like when it's broken down like this. Can you address how to respond to insecure men who try to drag you down in a feminine way? Yes, you become unattracted and so bored with their behavior when they're insecure. At the end of the day, it is so repelling to your body when you are dealing with an insecure man, because guess what? He is in his wounded masculine energy, so he's acting feminine. And I don't mean that in a harsh way, but the truth is, when you have wounded masculine energy, you show up in feminine energy as a man. And it's the opposite with women. Wounded feminine energy shows up in masculine energy. Very hard and tough and protective because you don't feel safe in your feminine energy. So when a man is trying to make you feel insecure, what I would do is, number one, get so uninterested in him. That is not a match for you. And number two, look at him with empathy. And look at him with compassion. How sad that he feels insecure. How sad that he has the low self-worth. Most people struggle with low self-worth. That is his battle. You do not have to stay around to help him fight it. And maybe it is hurting you, or maybe it's pulling you down. I would remove yourself from that situation. That's your dark feminine energy. You put yourself first. You honor and love and value yourself. You keep yourself in the best situations. Most people, actually, I don't even want to say most people, a lot of people are insecure today. If you're in a relationship, give your partner some space and let them know it is safe for you to be vulnerable with me. It is safe for you to let your insecurities out, as long as they are not hurting you. You have to learn to deal with them yourself, but I am also here to support you and to help you. It is a safe place in this relationship. That is where your feminine energy comes in. But if someone is acting insecure and you're not in a relationship with them and what they're doing is impacting you negatively, become uninterested and let them go. What is something you do when you feel out of discipline and your feminine energy? Yeah, there's a few things that I do. Number one, this is what I've been doing lately. It's stopping. It is taking time to sit in my body, meditating and praying. And I will really sit and allow any blocked emotion to come up. So I was telling one of my clients about this the other day. She was saying, Alexis, I'm just stuck. I know what I have to do. I know that I want to live my best life and make these good decisions, but I just feel low. I feel like I can't do it. And I said, girl, I just had an experience like this. What I did is I sat in a really dark room. I actually sat in a closet. I know it's so weird. I sat in a closet and I put on YouTube guided meditation to release blocked emotions. I sat in my body and I was just allowing any feelings to come up. Here's what came up for me. I realized that I was feeling guilty about not spending a lot of time and energy and being present with a certain family member that I had. And I started crying. I started feeling so sad and realized, oh my gosh, I haven't been treating this person the way that I want. There was so much guilt that was in my body that was blocking me from feeling good, from feeling worthy of being disciplined, from feeling worthy of being in my feminine energy. Guilt is at the bottom of the vibrational frequency scale. Feelings such as anger, guilt, resentment, sadness. So I realized I was having a disconnect from being in my full feminine energy, feeling good, having not the motivation, but having the desire to be disciplined, because I had a feeling of guilt weighing me down. Sit in your body, pray, meditate. What is the blocked emotion that is keeping you held down? Usually there's something there. How long should we give men we recently started talking to ask us on a date? I say you don't give them a certain amount of time, because that's focusing on the outcome. That's being in your masculine energy. You focus on living your best life. You focus on following your normal routine, normal schedule. Fill your life up so much that it's full and complete. That when he asks you on a date, you have to try and see where it's even going to fit in your schedule. Because what happens if you're sitting and waiting and expecting him to plan a date, you are going to make yourself way too available, and he's going to feel it. He's going to feel the lack energy. He wants to know that you are trying to squeeze him in, that he is just a bonus in your life, that you don't need him. Because the truth is you don't. Make your life as full and exciting as you can, and don't even worry about when he's going to ask you on a date. And guess what will naturally happen? He will come chasing so hard and ask you on a date very, very quickly. Hello, beautiful. Hey. So sweet. Start a podcast. Oh, yes, that reminds me. YouTube just created a feature. It's called YouTube Podcast, and I can upload my videos as a podcast, so you girls can listen to them like a podcast. I think I might start doing that. I don't know why I have so much resistance to using Spotify and Apple Music for podcasts, but I just love YouTube. Okay, where are you from? Kind of from all over. So I grew up as a military kid, and my family traveled all the time. I was always switching schools and moving. So I was born in South Carolina, then I moved to South Korea, and then I lived in Phoenix, Las Vegas, Maryland, Rhode Island, and back to Vegas. I went to Los Angeles for college, loved LA, and then I moved back to Vegas during the pandemic, and now I love it here. But nationality, so my dad is black and my mom is white. I am mixed. It's so funny, my girls. Oh my gosh, I've been seeing this comment so much. It's so nice to see a Filipina feminine energy coach. And I just laugh. I think, what? I've never seen that before. I think that nationality is so beautiful, but I think it's interesting that a lot of you think I'm Filipina. I also get Hispanic a lot. I'm not Hispanic. Maybe part of my nationality is, but I am mixed. I'm black and white. Okay. Try Apple Podcast. Wow, global girl. That's so funny. I look Arab. Yes. A lot of people say you look Arab or Middle Eastern. All right, my girls, I think I'm gonna end the call here. I am so excited. I'm gonna go swimming right now. It's so hot in Las Vegas, so I'm gonna go and relax. I hope that you girls have an amazing rest of your day. Thank you for being here, sharing your amazing love and energy with me. As always, feel free to send me messages, feel free to send me video suggestions, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.